Hi there, Deirdre here from Starwise. Just popping in today on the 5th of July to let you know that Neptune is moving retrograde today. So Neptune's one of the big outer planets, and so he moves retrograde every year, and it's around about 5 months. So he goes retrograde on the 5th of July, and he doesn't go direct again till the 10th of December 2025. So retrogrades, as we know, are a time to go within, a time to go inside of yourself and reassess everything you're doing outside of yourself to make sure that it's all aligned, that you haven't missed anything, that everything is what you want to produce at the time when it goes direct later. So, Neptune is the planet of illusion, imagination, deception, and betrayal. And when he sits in, and he's going to go retrograde in Aries, and because he's just at the very beginning degrees of Aries, and he's a very slow moving planet, part of this retrograde will be in Aries, and part of it will be retrograding all the way back into Pisces again, as Saturn will also do later in the month. So, Neptune going retrograde is asking us to relook at any illusions we might be living under. So when he's in that Aries energy, the illusion with Aries energy is not knowing your own power. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and so it's very good at putting itself first, and it's very good at taking the lead, and it's very good at standing on its own 2 feet. But of course, every sign of the zodiac has its shadow side as well. So what can go? The shadow side of Aries is believing that you're not good enough, that you're not good enough to stand on your own 2 feet. You're not good enough to be the leader, and you're not good enough to do your own thing and put yourself out there. So when Neptune goes into retrograde in Aries, those are the things that he's sorting through for us. He's really making you try to understand and work on the belief that you've got to believe in yourself if you want things to happen. So if you're in that sort of retrograde and the illusion is that you don't think you're good enough and that you want to do things, you want to run a company or you want to start your own business, but there's that little inkling in the back of your mind going, you can't do this, you're not clever enough, you don't have the money, you're not smart enough, you're not in the right place, you're not old enough, you're not young enough, whatever. There'll be all these little voices in the background, the ego trying to stop you from doing this. And this is what Neptune's trying to help you to understand, is that if you don't believe in you, then you really can't manifest what you want. We've got to manifest from a state of complete self-belief. And in astrology, we have the second house in astrology, which is your house of money and security, but it's also the house of self-worth. And we see within that house in astrology the connection between your belief in yourself and your belief that you can make something of yourself or make money, and how that is affected by any fear that you have there that you may not be good enough. So while we've got Neptune in Aries, that's what he's going to be asking you about and asking you to look into, is where do you hold on to beliefs where you think you're not good enough, where you think that you can't do the things that you want to do, and where you have fear of the butt stopping with you, of taking full responsibility for whatever's going on. So those sorts of things will come up while Neptune is in retrograde in Aries. And then when he retrogrades right back into Pisces, our dream comes into the focus again. So Neptune in Pisces was about creating the dream. So we had 15 years of Neptune in Pisces where we lived under an illusion. And so when we look at, say, if we just, I'm just going to use our spiritual values as an example here. So with our spiritual values and abilities, over the last 15 years, there's been a lot of dabbling, a lot of people trying things out for the first time and mastering them as well, and doing well at them. But there's been a lot of exploration in that area. And what we've really found is that we've developed a lot of spiritual tools. Now, your spiritual tools are your ability to connect and use the spiritual energy and speak with your guides and feel their assistance and their support. There is also meditation. It might be yoga. It might be any form of self-care. It could be learning Reiki. It could have been learning some other spiritual modality or healing modality. So as you've been working on those things and learning about them, you've been creating your dream for the future. And as you've developed these tools, you've been thinking about, well, what can I do with them moving forward? And so Neptune, when he retrogrades back into Pisces, is going to ask you to revisit that dream and have another look at it. Is it aligned with what you really want to produce outside of yourself? And how much is your lack of belief in yourself or lack of belief in your abilities stopping you from actually stepping into that energy and doing something with it? So when Neptune goes back into Pisces and retrogrades back there, it's going to be a really good opportunity for everyone to look at that dream that you've been holding on to, that you really would like to manifest, that means a lot to you. What else does it need to get off the ground? Does it need more creativity? Does it need more time? Does it need more money? Whatever it might be that it needs, Neptune and Pisces will help you to find out what that is and then be able to use that energy. energy. And it will also be a big reminder for everybody to feel your way through life, to use your intuition, to feel into situations, into people, into anything that's going on, to know whether it's good for you or not. And not to be, living under the illusion that other people know what's best for you and that they should decide what you should do and where you should go and how good you are. We've got to start coming back to ourselves and giving all of that to ourselves. And the only way to do that is through self-belief and self-love. So use this Neptune retrograde to actually, look at those things that you're working on and align what you can do with how much you believe in yourself. And if that self-belief needs a push up in some way, then push it up and do it through self-love and self-worth. So enjoy this retrograde, and I'll be back to talk to you again soon. Bye.